What's up? What's up, everyone?
Hello, everyone. Guys, we're late. Listen, so I seen John in the chat. Oh, John in the chat. He actually said, "Why is Vince in the doghouse?" Guys, if you watched our video today, you'll understand right away. I had to wrestle something out of the trash. Let's just put it that way. That's why we're late here today, because I had a larger pop in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, guys. How has your week been? How's your Thursday going for everyone?
Oh man,
Thursday.
I seem like I'm too upbeat right now.
I don't know. I'm like gearing up for this weekend because we got that big pop show this weekend. So PopCon and more in Orlando. So
yeah, I saw you were one of the featured vendors, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
I think they're trying to feature all the vendors, but yeah, I was one of the featured vendors. But yeah, I think there's like 30 to 40 people that like selling stuff there. So it's a pretty good size. It's a whole ballroom of stuff. So yeah.
It is Casey's birthday. What's going on, Casey? Happy birthday.
Casey, happy birthday.
Awesome.
If I could find your here we go.
Come on, Vince.
Yeah, I don't know how to work StreamYard.
Every 3 weeks, you got a couple extra live streams now to practice with.
You know, I'm awful. I don't know why this happens. I forget everything, quite honestly. But
thanks, Jessica.
Yeah,
so, Jessica sent a box over for Josh's upcoming stream.
Yeah,
charity stream.
Great stuff. Yeah,
we've got something heading your way.
Steven has been a channel member for 6 months now, half a year with the
Steven,
duo.
thank you.
Look at that.
Ooh. And you know what, Landon, happy birthday.
Oh.
Guys, if anybody else actually, Chris, isn't your birthday in a couple days? I feel like I'm right. I mean, I don't know if I'm right or not. I feel like somebody else is having a birthday here soon.
You know, now that you say that, I think somebody else had a birthday. Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head. It'll come to me.
Guys, should we do an hour of birthday messages?
Birthday now. Everyone,
tomorrow.
Chris, look at this memory. Social security number, please. Thank you.
Oh, now it's coming back to me. The other night, it was Sadie's birthday. And it was also somebody else's birthday. It was Teresa's birthday. That's right. It was Teresa and Sadie's birthday. Yeah, which was amazing.
It's Teresa's birthday, and I didn't know. Teresa, happy birthday.
Teresa, Soda Queen. I don't know if she's in here. She might be hanging out with the comic book people or opening sodas. But
opening sodas, probably.
Well, you know what? Happy birthday to all the August birthdays. My beautiful wife's birthday is in August, and Leo's or something. I mean, they're great people, quite honestly.
As your fellow friend, I think you might need to get her a large present. But in your defense, for that 10-inch pop you got today, that's a hell of a deal. You got an amazing deal on
right?
That. Yeah.
I honestly I'm like, I'm not getting this. I've resigned to the fact that I'm not going to buy this thing. I seen it come up for under $14. Like, there was no chance that I could pass it up at that point. And it was worth the death stare that I got for. I mean, that was legit. You should listen. I put the little intro in our video. That went on for about 5 minutes. I couldn't put all 5 minutes in it. Maybe we'll have to do a behind the scenes at some point. Jetman, thank you.
Here you go, Jetman.
It could be a special video of just you just getting stared at by Bree when you buy like large pops and 2 liters.
Hold on, let me grab a pencil. I'm gonna write that down. Death stare video. Done. We'll make that happen.
Thumbnail with just her staring at you, like.
Yeah, I've got hours of footage that I can put something together.
Yeah, exactly. See, Lauren said you'd be losing money if you didn't get it.
You know, Lauren. So here's the. I bought I did this like 3 years ago when the Zombie Wolverine came out. I bought the 10-inch Zombie Wolverine it was $15. Like I'm like, wow, I got a steal from Walmart. I still got the 15-inch Wolverine sitting in my closet, and it's probably never coming out of there because we literally don't have a place to put it. So that amazing deal that I got, actually I have about 12 pops that are oversized sitting in my closet right now that I don't know if I'll ever be able to bring them out.
You know, out of curiosity, not to like give Bree more ammo, but I was wondering how many 10-inch or larger pops do you have now?
John, you had to ask that question. You know,
I'm sure I can't be the only one wondering.
I don't. There's not a ton. I mean, I got Miss Minutes, The Thing, Shockwave, Unicron, Spider-Man,
Optimus. Do you have Optimus?
Big Boy, Frankenberry, Tony the Tiger, Count Chocula,
There's
Crunchberry,
a Skeletor or something.
Skeletor, He-Man, the other Skeletor, the glow-in-the-dark Skeletor, Trapjaw, Beastman, Loot Llama, Huckleberry Hound. Would you guys? Oh, Vader.
I'm sorry I asked. Never mind.
Wait, do you have the Huckleberry Hound Chase and regular?
No, I never got the Chase. I got Superman Chase though here too.
Superman Chase.
Hey, but huge shout out to Jackson Pro. He or she says, "Yo, I'm such a huge fan of all you guys." Well, thank you so much, Jackson.
Well, thank you, Jackson. Appreciate that.
A lot of great people in the chat tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Yeah, so Evelyn, you got it. It's not that many.
Just like 4 or 5, but
I mean, then you want me to start listing off the Halloween ones when we pull those out? Because we got another 12 of those. Maybe I won't.
Cheers to Dave. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's amazing.
Thank you. Guys, why don't I ever bring a drink down here anymore?
I don't know. You need to step up your game.
Like
I don't think Bree's bringing a drink tonight. So
no, that ship sailed. That ship sailed. She made a good point. I should have opened it and just pretended like
you should have put it out and should have been like, "Where did that come from?" Oh, we opened that like 3 months ago.
Yeah,
legitly, I was gonna do that, and every time I looked at that big box down here, I'm like, this could go really sideways in this video. So I'm not gonna do a real expensive box because just in case I gotta scrap this whole thing, and because she really does hit me with the box or something like that. We won't do a super expensive box or anything, just in case. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever had a video that you're like, you know what, I'm gonna have to scrap this one. This did not go as planned.
Yeah, we've had a bunch that we scrapped.
I've had 1 or 2 that we have scrapped. For different reasons, not for her hitting me with a 10-inch pop or anything like that, but we've had a couple in the past.
I think we've had like 2 or 3 videos that we've scrapped just based solely on the fact that we try to support like a smaller mystery box company or somebody that was like up and coming. And we just either got so far below the guaranteed value
that we felt it would put them in a bad light or something.
Yeah. Or we pulled a fake pop, or like one time the box with the pops in it was just so damaged. Like we want to support, anyone trying to start, whether it's mystery boxes or any sort of, retailer company or anything like that. We want to support them because we want to see them grow and thrive. But if they send us a bad product, I don't want to put them in a bad light right when they're trying to get started.
Yeah. And sometimes you want to give them that feedback, give them the feedback without having them get judged, because people, it's hard, it's hard sometimes to get started. And you want to have them maybe learn from the mistakes that they might make, and then sometimes they'll fix it and flourish, and sometimes they will not. But yeah, exactly. No, I get it.
Hey, Scott, what's going on?
Scott, how you doing, Scott?
It's already Thursday. I know, crazy. But come on, we got to talk about this week. I don't know, guys. I'm pretty fired up. We got Ahsoka coming out in only a few short days. August 23rd, which I think is, what is that, like next Wednesday or something? Next Wednesday. We got not just episode 1 premiering, but episode 2 as well. So we got like an hour and a half of Ahsoka goodness coming. But we got a huge pop announcement yesterday that I'm super fired up about.
The 332nd.
Yeah, Ahsoka's clone trooper. Finally, they're making another clone. Like, I know they've made some one-off clones here and there, but this one has been long overdue. And I think
I would like to see another 501st other than Rex.
I would like to see another 501st. I think we're due, because like the original 501st is so expensive. It was limited to 480 pieces, but they could totally make like a 501st specialist or a 501st sniper. 100%. We need another 501st. Plus, they could do Jesse. They could do Fives. I mean, there's a whole list of characters. I mean, there's so many clones they could do. Like, I don't know why they keep making Vaders and Luke Skywalkers. Like, there's so many people now that grew up on the prequels. They grew up on the Clone Wars. They love Rebels, and they have disposable income now. They're in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. They love all that stuff.
And there's people that just found that show this year, 20 years after the
that
fact.
too. Yeah, exactly.
Find it quite honestly. I am looking forward to Ahsoka more than honestly any Marvel project that is released in the last 2 years. I'm looking forward to Ahsoka more than anything in Marvel. So I got high hopes, man. I hope I'm not disappointed in this.
I thought you were going to go with Bugs Bunny as Buddy the Elf. That was the one that you were so excited about, John.
No, you know what, Josh? It was not. It actually was not. What have you guys felt about the 100-year Warner Brothers?
I don't like the boxes. Like the pops have been pretty okay, like decent looking, like how they did them. Some reason the boxes kind of bug me, especially when they haven't made like a certain line yet, and they didn't do their own custom box for it. They did the 100-year boxes. That's my only disappointment. Like the molds have been all right, but and I don't know if I like all the mashups. Yeah, that's just me. I don't like a ton of mashups. But I do like that the BAM got that exclusive too, which is really interesting. That's a weird place to get it. BAM.
I was worried that Meyer was gonna get another one, so
I was hoping for the Meyer. I've been having a fun time going to Meyer. I forgot how nice Meyers were.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be
many Meyers we had around
weird that. Company. Something else? We need what's like. I mean, I thought Aldi's was supposed to carry pops at one time or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I like BAM. BAM's fun because they come to Second and Charles as well. But Second and Charles, if there's any in your guys' neighborhoods, those are always great places to go.
I've heard of so many people having success with those, and I wish there was one near us, but there is.
We've got two within a 35-minute drive, and both of them. I go out to the one that's a little bit further for us. They have this. I want to say it's like a 1,008-piece wacky wobbler. Maybe it's Han Solo. I can't remember now. It's been in our video a couple times because every time I go there, it's still there. But I love seeing that thing just sitting on the shelf, with a limited piece con sticker on it. But they're asking like $80 for it or something like that.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Books a Million like in Orlando. They're outside Orlando, like Kissimmee. And
we went to a couple when we were down there.
So way down that way, by like closer to Disney, but nothing in Orlando or surrounding areas. There used to be, but they closed. So
Books a Million. I don't know if we. Oh no, we do. We have we got all these stores around it. We do have a Books a Million within driving distance.
We do not. We just have a bunch of Barnes and Nobles.
Why couldn't they make it a great place?
Yeah, why can't they make it a Barnes and Noble exclusive? But Lauren, I couldn't agree more. I wish we would have gotten a regular Mystery Machine before the Bugs Bunny one. As soon as we do get a regular one, the Bugs Bunny one that we have is out the door. That's pretty much just like a placeholder for the real one. So unless they make it like 200 pieces or something to like Emerald City Comic Con, then maybe. Now,
do you think the BAM exclusive will drop on the Funko shop before it drops on BAM?
Yeah, 100%. So I put out a reel today on Instagram and we got like 50 messages like right away. I did not speak to in the reel as to when it's dropping or how you'll be able to get it because I don't know when it's dropping, but I would imagine that it's going to drop on the Funko shop as well. So
yeah,
I mean, really,
I've seen several BAM ones on there recently. So
yeah.
At this point, pretty much everything drops. I mean,
everything will be on
the General Grievous Walgreens exclusive.
I wanted to talk about that too. I know people were upset about that, but at the same time, like
it's not vaulted, right?
I don't think so.
It's not vaulted, so.
Actually, me and Brew might have had this conversation on one of the videos. I can't remember if this actually or if I'm just dreaming this right now, but I think they got to start, and I feel like they're starting to do this a little bit. I think they are going to, especially with some of these changes, I think that they're going to probably implement over the next, hopefully 12 months here. But like a 5-year-old pop, you should have some kind of moratorium. At some point, they just vault. You know what I mean? Like Grievous came out, I think, in 2017 originally, then restocked whatever it was, a year, 2 years ago or whatever it was, and kind of killed the value for people, which it's okay. It got into other people's hands, but now another restock, it's like, it gets to a point where it doesn't make it special anymore. Macklin, thank you. Appreciate that. I got to get a drink at some point here. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to step out for a second, guys. Something's wrong with our sink, and Joanna can't get it to stop. So,
no problem. We'll talk about
flood damage for the Freddies. Flood damage for the Freddies. That's the important part.
Trust me, that is got to be priority number one.
Hold on, we got to get the Freddies out of the house now.
I would be putting those out of the house before I put the children out of the house. Just saying.
So, yeah, General Grievous was Walgreens exclusive. Also, there's a lot of special edition sticker ones out there too.
Yes,
that have been going out, and that came out again just recently, like in the last year, right? The regular special edition sticker ones, I think.
It was. I think it was longer than that now. I bet you it was a year and a half ago. Well,
okay.
I mean, I might be splitting hairs, but yeah, I bet you it was about a year and a half ago.
Probably at least 21 or 22. I think I have one somewhere. I just saw it. So
I still, I kept I'm pretty sure I still have my 2017, and I'm just gonna keep it for nostalgia's sake. And really, I do love that. I always loved that the original Grievous. So, Jim, how you doing?
What's going on, Jim? Rock and roll in the house.
Trying to click on. Son of a gun! I hate this computer sometimes. How you doing, Jim?
So
John's got a flood, so he'll be back eventually here.
So how about this? We talked Disney pops. We had Haunted Mansion releases. What do you think of the Haunted Mansion pops? From the movie, right? It's from the movie.
So personally, let's talk collecting real quick. So for us personally, listen, I haven't run this by Bree yet. We're trying to get some of the older ones. As you can see, we've added a couple over the last couple weeks, but I don't know if I'm going to try to get all of I would like to get the exclusive, the Hatbox Ghost glow in the dark.
The HQ one.
Yeah, but all the commons, I don't think that we're going to try to add those.
Do you think they'll add more exclusives of the other common, ghosts?
Like glow in the dark, or do something with those?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
could see them doing something like that. They also had I don't like Madame Leota though. Like it reminds me.
I thought the old Madame Leota was so good. Like you really, so it's hard. You know what I mean? When
from the ride, and this is from the movie, and I haven't seen the movie ourselves. We haven't went to see the movie yet.
We haven't gone yet either.
But I think it's also like looking at it. It reminds me of. Have you ever seen Big Trouble in Little China and the pops from that?
Yes.
It reminds me of her dress. Like it almost looks like Big Trouble in Little China. What's her name? I can't think of her name right now. Someone in the chat will think of her name. But we have that pop out there. I was like, oh, that reminds me of that one so much. But yeah, I love the OG Madame Leota.
Yeah, that's kind of where we've been with pretty much everything. And now like remakes and like like the stuff from Ariel or from the Little Mermaid. We didn't get anything from the new movie line because we're more the cartoon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or the park version.
The original. The original stuff. Like so Haunted Mansion is going to be the same thing with me. But I would like to add the Hatbox Ghost. I like the glow.
I think it looks really
like
good.
Mold too.
Yeah, the mold looks good. The glow looks good. I think all the ghosts look pretty similar to what you see, and they're just like colorized or look a little different. But I think that the Hatbox Ghost is the one that, like, that looks the best. I think they did a really good job with the face on that and everything.
Yeah.
Are you gonna float away? Are you gonna float away, John?
You guys good?
No, we just found a huge problem.
Oh.
This house has been very challenging lately. We just discovered that whoever did the piping underneath the sink, it's not actually connected. So
that could be bad.
Yeah, so water has been causing damage probably the entire time that we've been living here, because I was trying to screw the bottom pipe to the top pipe, and the whatever, it was just spinning. It wasn't there's no grooves on the top pipe. It is completely disconnected from the bottom pipe. Yeah, so and we have a new refrigerator coming tomorrow because our refrigerator broke last week. So it's been
Did you have a Samsung?
No, I don't know what we have, but it was made in 2001, so it's pretty old.
Oh, okay. So it was time for
it actually lasted a long time for a fridge.
No,
yes,
that's pretty good.
Time. But welcome to adulting, which I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. It's a real bummer.
A huge bummer.
Yes, it can definitely get in the way of picking up collectibles. So we were talking about some of the Disney stuff that came out this week.
Nice.
Scott
says, question for all you guys. If you can only pick one line of Pops for the rest of your life, what would it be? Star Wars. 100%.
Oh my gosh, Scott, why would you ask a question like that?
I wouldn't consider Freddy's a line. They're kind of just like one-off variations. So it would be Star Wars and Freddy, but definitely Star Wars. Oh, Jim's here. What's up, Rock and Roll?
I would say Marvel for me.
Marvel?
Yeah. Marvel's never going to end, too. I feel like there's always going to be like a lot of different things coming out. I mean, Disney's a great line, and I like Star Wars too, but I think Marvel, I think I have most of the ones I really like going after collecting.
If I had one, oh my gosh, that would be tough for us. We've got
you used to be all in on the Ad Icon seemed to be your line, but you also you guys got Motu. Bree is all over Disney, so
let's put it this way. That's what it is. I would pick Disney because we collected as a family.
And you want to stay married. Yeah.
And I want to stay married, and I don't want my daughter to hate me because
she guess what? They make 10-inch Disney Pops. So there you go.
Yeah, we're not allowed to get those. I tried to get the 18-inch Mickey because I think that the 18-inch Mickey would look amazing, but that was a no-go. That's not gonna fly, I don't believe.
So if that Sam Club order ends up at your house,
it won't be from my doing, I don't think, because if I got in that much trouble for a 10-inch, I don't, I've got the 18-inch Iron Man, but that's stored in my office. Bree doesn't care about that one. It's stored away. She doesn't have to see it, at least.
There you go. John says, slaps, are you talking about the threads? What do you mean? Like threads, like the new Instagram thing they started? I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Oh, the threads for the, I was talking about the threads for the pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no thread.
I was going to say, let's talk about the Instagram thing because I don't have a clue what that
yeah,
is.
I feel like that was popular for like a day and a half, and now I don't see anybody posting on there. So,
yeah. Never really understood it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think they just tried to take advantage of when Twitter changed their name and everything else with it.
Have you guys picked anything up over the last week or so?
I'm kind of waiting for some of the prices on some stuff to keep coming down.
Like what? Give me some examples.
All right. So I really want like Chewbacca Freddy is like my number one now.
Okay. Where are they at? Where's Chewbacca Freddy?
Chewbacca Freddy's at like $450 around there. At least that's what PPG has. When I went to the toy show like a week and a half ago, somebody had one for $800. I'm kind of like, I feel like $350 is like reasonable for that one. But then I was thinking about it, and I don't know. All right, so you know how for the Freddy's this year, they just kind of did like head swaps?
Yeah.
So I was looking at some of my older Freddy's, and for example, they've only done one flocked Freddy pop so far, right? They did the Wolfman.
That's it, right?
And when they did the Wolfman, it's so cool. Like compared to all the, I'm not saying the new stuff is great, but the way they did the Wolfman with his brown face, and they actually gave him the fur and everything. And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, why didn't they do that for Chewie? Why didn't they give him a brown face, make it flocked and furry and all hairy and stuff.
I hated the way they did. I honestly hated the way they did Chewbacca. I didn't like that one at all.
No.
I mean, I get it as a Star Wars Freddy completionist. You kind of have to get it,
but it's just you can't do a head swap on Chewie. You know, it makes sense on a Stormtrooper, right?
Yeah,
like, that works. Like head swap can work, but it doesn't make sense on a Chewie.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, because of that, I don't feel the need to shell out, more money for it, because I don't think it's worth it because it doesn't have the detail. Now, if it had the detail, I would have told Joanna, I'd be like, hey, I'm going to sell some stuff. Let's move some money around. I'll pay the $400, $450, because I feel like the mold and the design of the Freddy would be worth it. Perfect example. If you look at all the Freddy sodas they dropped this year, the Vader is really the only one where he's actually like dressed up, and it has the mold of Vader, whereas the other ones it's just printed on and it's just kind of lazy. So I don't know why they cut corners with some things and then other things they did a good job with.
Yes.
But I also, and that's why I included it in our video today, I really don't understand in general just why the Freddy sodas don't have chases. Like it really is bothering me. And I know it probably shouldn't bother me as much as it is, but
it's weird. They've done other drops. Like they just did the Aqua Socks drop, and it was a pretty low count.
Right, exactly.
So I'm surprised they do it for something like that, but they don't do it for the Fun Days ones or the Fright Night ones.
And I've seen multiple people say, yes, you guys are 100% right. They did do the flacked
I just realized that as well. So yes, prior to this year, 100%. Yes, there's the flocked Freddy Shaggy now as well. So great point.
We got the flocked Shaggy and regular Shaggy and blacklight Shaggy. But even the regular Shaggy, I thought they did a good job on that because they didn't just swap the heads. I felt like the Freddy's were, the fire ones were fire, and some of them were like, I thought Waldo looked cool and Merlin looked cool. Probably won't be ones that we're gonna add to our personal collection because I'm starting to realize how many Freddy's I have at this point. But would I take those over a couple of the other ones that maybe value wise are a little bit higher up? Like that's why I think out of this run, I think that the Spooky Space Kook is like top tier on the Freddy scale because of the uniqueness to it, and it's a Scooby-Doo as well. Shaggy, I think, is up there for me, and I see Shaggy going for $30-$35 right now, which is crazy to me.
Super reasonable,
yeah.
But because of that, so really, the answer is no. I really haven't picked anything up in the last week, just because I'm waiting for prices to come down, and I just was like looking at them, and don't get me wrong, I still want Chewbacca, I still want Vader. I would like to pick up a Spooky Space Kook at some point. I would like to grab a Merlin. Like there's a bunch of them I like. But there's such a divide this year. Like this year it's weird. Like the Stormtrooper, I would say, is like the next big one. Oh, actually I did lie on that. I did buy a Stormtrooper Freddy, so that's coming.
Okay, see, I knew we'd get that out of you.
All right, I forgot about that. And I don't know how I forgot about that. It's been a long week, so I did pick that up. So hopefully I'll get that in the next few weeks, and I'll unbox it in a few months. But I just feel like this year there's such a divide. Like the 250 piece ones are like $4,000 plus, or $2,000 to $4,000 plus, and then like everything else I see like being like $150 or less. Like there's really no middle. It's like all that stuff is out of reach for us, regular, middle class people. And then, so we have a lot to choose from, the other things that are reasonably priced. But I don't think I'll ever own like an Anakin. I don't know. They're
See, and I think we're gonna start. I think we hit that point in where Funko's at. I think we hit that point where those more limited ones are gonna not come back down. I think they are gonna stay like extremely high.
No, I think they're gonna stay there because people are gonna have to. There's people
with big money in this now.
Yeah, they've already shelled out. Like the people that have dropped $6,000 on a holographic Anakin Freddy. If they sell it down the road, they're not going to sell it for less than $6,000. They're going to try to sell it for $10,000. And then if they can't sell it for $10,000, they're probably just going to keep it or sell it for $4,000 or $5,000, which all of those numbers are still out of reach. So,
and the Pinocchio Freddy is another one that I absolutely love. and what we picked up. That is what I picked up over the last couple of weeks. Yeah. We're able to get it, and it was reasonable. I want to say that we spent around $100 for it.
Yeah, that's a great price.
I see. Actually, it might have been that one. Might have been about $115. I know that Peter Pan Freddy is hovering between $90 to $100 now too, if you're patient and that kind of thing. So, those are going to be ones that we're kind of trying to eye up. What about you, Josh? You pick anything up over the last week or two?
So I think I messaged you guys about it. So I had a Macari mishap. I haven't had one of those in a while, but I've been going through and finding deals and using my points for coupons and all that kind of stuff for different Freddies that I find out there. And one of the ones I had to get was Spooky Space Coop. So it was like a must for me. And I think it'll go up. I don't think it'll go down. I think if you want to grab it now for a decent price, if you're seeing anything under that like $90 mark, probably a good time to get it. I think I got a good deal at like 70 something or something like that. So I got one, had everything, then it said it was delivered. And I was like, no, it wasn't. And I was like, none of my cameras went off around the house, nothing. And I was like, a camera went off when the other package from FedEx was delivered 6 minutes later than the one they scanned in and said was delivered that never was. So I don't know what happened to it. I'm guessing they dropped it at the wrong house. It may come back to me. It may just be returned to the person. Who knows at this point? Macari was pretty good about it because I was like, here's footage of this person dropping off this box, and it's a
Macari's I've always had pretty good success with their customer service.
Yeah, Macari's good customer service. I think FedEx has terrible customer service. So,
correct.
and they were pretty much, we can't do anything. You have to have the person that sent it to you open an investigation or case or whatever on it. So I was like, well, I'll just contact Macari and go through. And I let the seller know I was holding off on like paying out. This is why, because I didn't want them, like, it wasn't their fault. They sent it out.
Right.
So it was, but it's just a weird situation. So I ended up getting a refund from them. I found one about the same price. Paid, I think, $2 more than what I had in credit from Macari back. So paid my $2 more, got it. It just came in today, actually. So
yeah, Lauren, you're 100% correct. Like, Macari is very good about returns, but it still sucks when you don't get the item you're hoping for. Yeah, because your money's tied up for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel bad for like the person too, because I couldn't pay him out right away because I was like, let me wait and see if it comes in tomorrow, because maybe my neighbors got it or someone down the street got it and they'll bring it over. I even walked down like a couple like houses just to look like on their porch was there a package just in there or something like that. I'm like, nothing was delivered. I'm like, we were here, so I don't know what's going on. So I see the one thing that was delivered and the guy took a picture of it, nothing was next to it. So I'm like, he couldn't have delivered 2 packages because 6 minutes later he took a picture and there was only 1 package on the porch.
Yeah. So, man, trying to get stuff in. I mean, that's always, you guys saw our NFT video where, that was a bummer. You guys could tell by, and what I hear people are doing now, which is kind of, it's probably smart, but a lot of people are redeeming them one at a time.
Yeah.
And
I think those single boxes have less of a chance to get the damage than the bigger boxes.
Yeah.
Especially since they send by UPS. UPS will send that box with a package of weights or something like that right next to it on top of it. So
most of our smaller and think about it too. Like when we get boxes in, I feel like our smaller boxes typically don't get damaged that often.
Well, and they're bigger also boxes, in that little sorter now. That one sorter still, at least for now, they're still in that little sorter inside the small box. So like the bigger ones, even with that, yours were in the sorters and still got crunched.
Yeah, that box took a pretty gigantic hit.
So Catfish Billy asks, what's the most I'm willing to spend?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Holographic Freddy as Anakin. Well, most of you guys know that our primary focus right now is saving up for our first house next year. So if we take that out of the equation, let's say we
take that out of the equation, because reality is we won't be able
let's
to
say we're 2 years down the road, we're in our house, we're
life
still,
is good,
hustling and working our butts off like we're doing now. see, what I'm willing to pay is probably insulting to a lot of the resellers and what people are asking.
No, but you got to have your price in your mind. I mean, I've done that with things.
And it still sounds crazy to say this out loud, but I would not pay, like, 1,500 would be my max. And my reasoning for that is because it's not Darth Vader, it's Anakin. And even though Anakin is very popular, I feel like a lot more people gravitate towards Darth Vader. So that's kind of like the first reason why I don't see it being as valuable. Now, if this was a holographic Vader Freddy, then 100% I would pay like $2,000, $2,500 because I just think that character itself demands a higher price if it was the same piece count at $250 or 250 pieces.
I think what's happening right now is people are going off Maul. Darth Maul has sold for, and it was a higher piece count. Am I correct in saying that? I believe that I am. Darth Maul has a higher piece count.
Darth Maul was 480.
Yes.
And I just, but it's Darth Maul. Like, if you had the option to buy a Darth Maul, let's say they were both holographic pops, Darth Maul or Anakin,
I buy a Darth Maul all day.
You're going with Darth Maul every single time. So but people just aren't going to let it go, which is fine because, you know, if you have that item, if you have any item, you can ask whatever price you want to ask. But I also look at it this way. And if there's any, and I want to put this out there because they're pumping out a lot of Freddies, which is great. And it's very exciting for me, particular as a collector, as somebody who loves Freddies. This is a very exciting time. However, I kind of feel like with every year that goes by, Freddy is actually becoming a little bit less special, if that makes sense, just because there's so many that they're putting out on the market. So I think two things are going to happen. I think the first thing that's going to happen is a lot of the older Freddys that are like not even that limited piece count. Like, I think you're going to start to see like 1,000 piece ones, 1,500, maybe even like some 2,500 piece Freddys that they dropped in like 2015, 2016, 2017. Those are going to start disappearing because people are going to try to go back and get those. So I think you're going to have the older stuff skyrocket, but I also kind of see some of the newer ones leveling out and not being worth a whole heck of a lot. So that's just me, especially these ones that you've gotten like multiple versions of, like Shaggy. Shaggy's a great example. I think that 750 piece Blacklight is going to be worth a ton down the road.
Yeah.
I think that looks really cool, but like the regular one, probably not gonna have to shell out a lot of money, which is good. So if you want that Freddy as Shaggy and you just want to get the regular one, great. You don't have to spend a lot of money. But because of that, I'm not shelling out a lot of money, or I'm not planning on shelling out a lot of money for some of the newer Freddys, just because I don't think they're going to be worth as much in the long run. Now, if they only came out with like 12 Freddys for Fun Days this year, and one of them was the 250 piece holographic Anakin Glow, then that's a whole different story, because then they're not putting out as many on the market. But since they're kind of doing a lot of head swaps and they're kind of making every character into a Freddy, which is fine, because, you know, everybody collects something different. There's lines that are special to every single different collector, which is great. So like, you guys are getting excited for Pinocchio Freddy. I'm excited for Chewbacca Freddy. Everybody's happy, you know?
Well, think about it right now, like, especially with the NFT lines as well. We're not just getting them on Fun Days anymore. So if you think, like, here's a great example, Scooby-Doo. Okay. Scooby-Doo line. Now we have Spooky Space Coop. We got Captain Cutler as Freddy. We got Shaggy as Freddy. We got Flock Shaggy as Freddy. You know, next year we might have Velma as Freddy. I don't, but you know what I'm saying? You're getting to a point where I think it's kind of, to me, again, it's going to redirect people. I think what you're saying, John, and I kind of agree. I think some of them are going to start to level out, meaning maybe come down a little bit, because people are going to start saying, you know what? I can't collect all the Freddys. I'm getting to that point. Like, kind of like when sodas first started, you had that collect them all kind of mentality. And I had that mentality with Freddy's too. Now I'm more, man, I might have to get rid of my David Hasselhoff Freddy, my Baywatch Freddy, because I'd rather show my Shaggy Freddy, and I can't show 250 Freddy.
Or you trade that for another one you want. That's
for sure.
I think that's something John could do too. If you have some Freddys that aren't your favorite line, but they're worth a good bit, and if someone said, "I'll trade you this for your Anakin," you might be like, "Oh,
hey,
like I want the Anakin."
I'm going to put a Sophie's Choice question out there to John. Would you trade your 4 Freddy Flux behind you for a Freddy Anakin?
A holographic or a regular?
Holographic, a regular. I hope you would be able to get more for that. I mean,
I'm actually maybe this will surprise you guys, but
see,
I'm actually going to say no. I would not do that because I don't feel that those four, even though those four collectively probably don't have a PPG value equivalent to that of a holographic Anakin, it was a journey, man, to collect all four of these or wherever they are, all four of these
from people that have them.
It was a journey, and oh man, I had to search for years to find them, and the ones I got are all in very good condition. I'm very proud of having them. I consider them to be kind of like the first Blacklight Freddies, so I think they're very special in that instance. So I don't know. I don't think I could trade 400 piece pops for one 250 piece pop. Yeah, I don't think I could do it. Even though it's Star Wars, it's just because I don't know. I guess I have like a stupid sentimental attachment to them because I worked so hard to find them. So
yeah, I had to go back and look, and so this is the one that you guys are talking about. So I bought 4 Freddies at one time recently, like before the last season of Stranger Things came out. I was like, I have to get these Freddies, and I was buying them one at a time. I bought one. And then someone was selling all 4, and they wanted to sell them as a set. I was like, I'm jumping on it. So I got them as a set, all 4 of the Stranger Things Freddies from that. And look at the values on these now. Upside down Will is $830.
Yeah.
For that's more than I paid for the whole set. I can say that. I got a good deal. Dustin, $560. Steve, $520. Steve Harrington with Bat, $780 now.
Yeah, we have.
I could have had a Dustin for $200.
Yeah, we have 3 out of 4 of those, and I'm kicking myself, but it is what it is.
I jumped on it. I knew.
Parrot Pops has been a member for 3 months now. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Richard and Stephanie, love you guys.
And then there's 2 comments that I wanted to address really quick.
Yes, and then I'm gonna answer a question that I seen a little bit ago.
Yeah, perfect. So Funko 401 says they're going to hunt down, or they're going to hurt. He's referring to the newer Freddies. Basically the newer Freddies are going to hurt the value of the older Freddies. I have a 96 piece Doc Brown, and I'm very paranoid that they will have another Doc Brown Freddy and Back to the Future.
I don't think that they will. I'm going to let John talk, and then I'm going to say something about it.
So Michael, I don't think you have to be worried whatsoever, because I will tell you, strictly speaking, as a long-term Freddy collector, I will always appreciate the older stuff way more than the newer stuff. I'm going to play this. I'm going to say devil's advocate right here. I'm going to say that they could very well make a Doc Brown Freddy in that NFT line or for next year's Fun Days. And I don't think it's going to hurt the value whatsoever, because if anything, I think it's going to drive the value of the older one up, because people will be like, oh my God, this is the first Doc Brown Freddy Funko. This is so cool. And people are going to be like, no, they made one in 2014 that was 96 pieces, and then they had, isn't there a glow one that's like 24 pieces or something crazy? Like, it's not going to hurt the value, because everyone, like, no one's ever going to let that go for less than what, like $5-6 grand. Like, they're not. You'd rather keep it at that point. So
no, and I think you know what it is too. Let's be honest. I mean, with the money that has been influxed for the Mega Grails in the Funko side of it, those 96 piece, the 24 piece have absolutely like skyrocketed, and it's a different like collecting group altogether. It's kind of like protos. Like, there's a whole subsection of Funko collecting to prototypes. You know what I mean? Those people collect that and love it and whatever. Like, I have no affinity to that, and I have no affinity to the low piece ones because I can't afford it. That's why I don't. I would love to have all of those.
Actually, you know what's funny? If you want to hear something bizarre, and I'll put this out there. If somebody wants to make me an offer, I don't know what the heck to price it at, but there's one piece in my collection that I've heavily considered letting go recently, because I would like that Chewbacca Freddy. So I'm thinking maybe I could sell it and put some money towards the Chewbacca Freddy.
Joanna, don't talk reason right now. This is not the time for reason.
Just go back to
land.
Go back to watching your show. Hey Mason, what's going on? So some of you guys may recall, if you don't recall, I went to Fright Night last year and I got the you just said prototype, so it reminded me of it. So I got the Captain America Chase prototype soda. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know what a fair price is, but I'm not really a prototype guy. I was holding on to it because it was kind of like a fun night. You know, it had a little bit of sentimental value, but I was looking around and I was like, you know, if I could get a little bit of money for it, I think I would be okay with letting it go. So if anybody is interested in that, I don't know what a fair price is. I'm not going to come out and say something ridiculous, but if anybody would like a soda prototype that is a soda prototype collector, like if you're interested, feel free, reach out. If not,
and if you have a Chewbacca, Freddy,
yeah,
definitely reach out.
But I will say this: I don't think that prototype is worth anywhere near what the Chewbacca Freddy is worth. So I'm not going into that sale or that potential sale expecting like to make a ton of money, you know. So
also, whoever has that glow Doc Brown 24 piece going on, like we need to see a sale of it happen. One of them happen because there hasn't been a sale in 5 years.
Yeah.
So the PPG is tanked on that thing.
Yeah,
this is when you don't believe PPG. It says $7.90. I'm like, no way anyone's gonna let that go for less than like $5,000. So,
also, Vinny says you need to fix your plumbing first. 100% correct, Vinny. We got to get the plumbing.
We're saying
fixed.
After the plumbing and after the house.
I mean, you're renting, so it's okay.
We are renting, yes. So what typically
you.
ends up happening is, you know, if you're renting, which I'm sure some of you guys are in here are renting. Thankfully, our landlord has been phenomenal lately, helping us with repairs. Well, I mean, it's still his house, so it's repairing his house. The only thing that we've had to do is front the money. So we front the money, and then he pays us on the back end and replaces it. And it's actually been a pretty good relationship because thankfully for some of the parts and appliances we've needed to pick up, like we get a 10% military discount because I'm active duty through Lowe's and Home Depot. So our landlord gets to pretty much take advantage of that 10% discount. So that's cool.
Hey, that works out for everybody.
That works out. And then I think there was one more. Oh, there was one more quick thing that I wanted to address. And really quick, Funko 401. If they make a new Doc Brown Freddy, I don't think it will look as good as the original one. There's that too. So, but I also think it's good though if they make newer versions of older Freddy characters. I think that will actually just continue to grow the community because people will get excited about Freddy's. You know, they won't just scroll back through PPG like you just did, Josh, and go, wow, they made that Back to the Future Freddy. I'm never going to be able to afford it. And they might kind of lose a little bit of interest in Funko. Whereas if they came out with a new one next year, let's say it's even like a 5,000 piece one, something super unlimited when it comes to Freddy's.
That's really, I think that's part of the reason they've exploded over the last couple of years.
They're giving 5,000 people a chance to own that one for probably significantly less. It's going to look different. If it looks exactly the same, then we'll have issues. But still, even if it's the exact same mold, it's never going to hold as much value as something that was that limited made 10 years ago. The other thing that I wanted to address really quick was somebody said, I think two people actually said, how come they haven't made a female version of Freddy? I have no freaking clue. Funko could do so many things to make a boatload of cash. And one of the things, besides giving Star Wars collectors like all the characters we've been dying for, cough, cough, Ventress, is make a female version of Freddy. And then you open up the other half of the character lineup. You can make Freddy as a Wonder Woman or whatever, Frida as Wonder Woman. I mean, you can use all of these other amazing female characters that haven't been previously used. And I think it'll just be huge.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, you can bring in the Pink Ranger and Yellow Ranger, 100%. Yeah. But I actually saw, and I'm actually happy, Kelsey, that you brought up the Rangers. So the Rangers are a perfect example, right? There is there's the original Power Ranger Freddy's, right? And a lot of people, those have skyrocketed, so those are out of reach for a lot of collectors. However, I think Funko did a great job. They came out with a different colored Freddy Power Ranger. and the glow one is amazing too. They came out with a different version that, you know, collectors who have been collecting for a while can add that one to their collection and enjoy it like us. And then there's other people that probably don't have a Power Ranger Freddy because they were limited to 525 pieces. And I think each one goes for at least like $600. So it gives an opportunity for newer collectors to get one. And I think the non-glow version is going for like $35-40. So not terribly expensive. So they're making the older or, you know, seasoned, experienced collectors happy, and they're appeasing new collectors, which is perfect.
And Holly, yes, I was just about to say that as well. We finally got a proto, the dog.
Yes.
Now we need a sister or whatever we want to. I definitely agree with that. I think it could open up a lot of potential for stuff. And, you know, I don't know. I think that, like I just said, I think that the amount of Freddys that they kind of pumped out over the last 2 years has kind of built some of that steam for it. I mean, but at the same time, I some of these I think are going to stay a little bit. You know, they might not get up as they
won't. They won't, and that's why, like, I had back in the day when I was collecting, you know, the previous Freddys, I was way more aggressive out of the gate because I was like, there's only X amount of them, they're gonna go up, I gotta get them now. But now I don't feel that sense of urgency just because a lot of them, there's so many on the market. I think they're gonna come down, and I'm glad that Funko is still making very limited, piece counts, like, the 100 piece Hopper, 250 piece.
And this is really the first time they've done that in the last 5 years now.
Yeah, and I think it's really good, and I think they need to do that. Like, don't mess up the stickers, please.
No, don't do that again.
Hopefully, moving forward, they learn their lesson here with 2023. We can all kind of skirt by. I will say, thank God they did not mess up every single one of the limited Freddys, because that would have been a huge mess. But at least,
I kind of was hoping they screwed up the Wolverine, though. I was hoping Wolverine would have found his way in.
I was kind of hoping they did too, like just small.
I kind of wanted to, if I had a Wolverine over the, would I have taken the Wolverine over the Cap? If the numbers were the same.
I'm surprised at how much the 850 piece brown suit Wolverine is going for. I had no idea that people were hyped for Wolverine. I know he's going to be in the movie next year or whatever.
I think people are mega hyped for Wolverine.
Yeah, I was shocked at how insanely hyped people were for Wolverine. So, hopefully I can get the 850 piece version of that at some point. 250 piece yellow suit Wolverine is out of the question. That I don't think anyone's ever going to let that go.
$2,000, that's all.
That's right. The piece counts don't matter, and the stickers are lies. Exactly. No, but I'm curious. In a few weeks, we should be seeing this mystery package that Funko is putting together as a reward for those people who are sending those 250 piece error pops in.
I'm curious to see to do it too.
I bet you more people than we think.
I think I think one of them would be definitely one of the ones, right? The Hopper, the 250 piece Hopper. I think that's the one you're going to see the most people send in.
Yeah, we're not gonna know what people sent.
No, but it's curious just asking people. I know someone that did send in the Hopper. They went to Fright Night. That's the only one they decided to send in one of them, and they got other things, but I think the 250 piece Hopper was the one they decided to send in.
So Kelsey said, if you got one of those, would you, Jen? Because you're a sticker collector, you got the metallic cap. Would you have kept the metallic cap with the 250 piece sticker?
I would 100% send it back.
It's still going to
Would you?
I would still going to be worth more, though, right? You think?
People are still.
It's not. It's just like a con sticker and a shared sticker, right?
No, it's still going to be worth more. The reason that I'm saying I would send mine back is because you don't know what you're going to get in return.
You're going for that mystery. I love a mystery.
I would be curious. And so, hey, I'm just putting this out there. Would you rather have Funko do it this way, where they said, hey, it's a mystery, or would you rather Funko say, hey, if you send in your 250 piece Dwight, we have a list of 5 pops. I don't know how many errors there were, but we have a list of 5 pops. And what if it was Freddy as Captain Rex, and Freddy as Miles Morales, and Freddy as, you know, like really fire characters, really amazing molds, equally as limited. But you could only get them if you submitted your 250 piece error. I wouldn't even hesitate, because at the end of the day, if I wanted to go back a couple years later and say, you know what, I want to go back and grab my 250 piece Dwight. Yeah, you might have to shell out a little bit of money, but you can purchase it. Whereas this, it's a giveaway error replacement package. You'll never be able to purchase it directly from
unless they're just going to give you something that was left over, which it's a gamble. I think it's a gamble. I mean, we're going to see. I have a feeling we're going to see a prototype in there. So I think prototypes are coming to people, but could it be a cool prototype?
I would be really upset if it is a prototype. Like, I wouldn't want a prototype. Like, I
would almost guarantee you that will be in these boxes.
You'll get a pop and a pro, because
that's what I think.
That you are getting a pop from
a mystery item.
Oh yeah, I mean that's fine. If they want to throw in a prototype as extra, like, yeah, that's fine. But like, I want to see some fire pops. Like,
and what is going to be the pop from Fun Days? It's not. How do they have pops left over?
There better be a Flock Chewy. Just saying. Where's the Flock Chewy?
I'd be interested.
But I would
thank you very much.
Let's say I got the 250 piece metallic cap. I'm sending it back because I'm just gonna go buy the 2000 piece. It's the same pop. Like, at that point, I don't care about the sticker, because there could potentially be something really cool at stake here. You know.
I think I would
finally send out all the rest of the social media Freddies, maybe.
Yeah.
Now, what if you paid $4,000 for that metallic cap that first night that they sold them? Would you still turn it in?
I wouldn't be married, so
no, you would not. You would, yeah, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd
would
have a house.
Still turn it in. Yeah, I would still turn it in, because I would. You know, you're already taking a loss at that point, so I feel bad for people who did shell out a lot of money, but. Yeah, Linda was here the night they announced the cap. I was extremely excited, but what we're saying is, if I had the 250 piece version, would I send it in to get the replacement box that they're saying they're going to send out to people?
You roll the dice.
I would do that, and then I would just replace it with the 2000 piece Captain America Freddy, because I think that one is. I don't know what they're all going for.
And that's for people that pulled it, not went out and paid crazy amount of money.
Yeah. If we had gone to Fun Days, paid all the money to fly out there, paid the ticket, and then come back, then yeah. Also, side note, so we dropped a video today just talking about some of the, you know, we're 30 days roughly out from San Diego Comic-Con. And I just noticed a couple things. And or from, you know, and Fun Days and everything. So everybody went to Fun Days. Like, I know there was the whole like sticker drama and everything, and like that sucks. Hopefully they don't ever do that again. But I've seen a lot of people complain about Fun Days, and I was just going through like the prices of a lot of the stuff they got. The 850 piece Wolverine alone, which everybody who was there, or I guess not everybody, but like one team got, right? One team got the 850 piece Wolverine brown suit, right? That alone is like $800 right there. Like, that pays for a lot. And then also at the end, like with the 6-inch like Bigfoots that they gave all of those to everybody, like that's like another like $150, $200 they gave you as like a party favor. Like, oh, hey, have a great trip home. Here's another $200 item that you can sell. Like, you could make out so well if you went to Fun Days. So like, seeing everybody or not everybody, but I saw some people like really complaining about the event. I'm like, it looked like a lot of fun. Number one, I really want to go at some point. And yeah, you're getting a boatload of value with all the stuff. So
next
time, and I mean, even look at the at-home boxes. I mean, look at the value at the at-home boxes. I can't believe that those were 105. And
oh yeah, they were a steal this year.
Yeah, the box on the run,
fun on the run,
fun on the run.
Yeah,
you know, that's why I said I felt like those should have been more like a $70 box. Yeah, and I felt like they would have been more hyped up. You know, because it's a sampler of stuff that's definitely not have the same kind of value. And to get 4 pops and 2 sodas for $100, and then
steal
what they put in there, they were great.
Steal. Yeah, absolute steal. The only thing they should have done with the at-home boxes, I think they could have thrown in like a couple more 1,000 pieces or 2,000 pieces. So Yeah, Mason got 2 glow Anakin. So yeah,
he
just
out.
paid for his trips to Fun Days for 2024, 2025, and probably 2026.
That was a good trip. Yeah, that was a good trip. I definitely.
Yeah. So somebody asked, what's the difference between the 2,000 piece and 500 piece Captain America? So the 500 piece is non-metallic. The 200 piece is metallic, which is the same as the 250 piece. So this was a weird, like that. Yeah, this was a weird year, guys. This is not typically.
Think about it though. You know what though? They did the same thing last year. There was it last year or the year before? One of the Jollibees, the regular Jollibee, I think, is 1,000 piece.
Yeah, that was the year
like
before.
The glow is
but they were all
different.
Piece. But those were all different variants. Like, so
I thought it was weird that the flock Shaggy was like 4,500, right? And the regular Shaggy is 4,000. Like, and they're really close in number too. You think one would be like way different too.
And the flock Shaggy is selling for about not twice, but it's selling for about 1.5 times more than the regular, even though it's got more pieces.
Yeah.
So Steven says, so my math and everything I just said only works if you come from America. And if you're like Paul, who came from Australia, Fun Days also cost like at least 1,000 to 1,500 to get across, the ocean to get to the event.
Oh, very true.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah. And I know Aussie Poppin Paul is a huge Freddy guy, so I'm sure that he got some stuff that he kept for his collection. But I would venture to say, like the Wolverine, for example, the brown suit Wolverine and the Bigfoot that everybody got at the end. Not everybody got the Wolverine, but everybody got the Bigfoot. If you sold off, like, let's say you sold off all your stuff and you flew from like New Zealand, I'm very confident that you'd still be able to pay for your trip and make some money and maybe even keep an item or two. Because the items that I just mentioned were completely separate from the boxes. Like the boxes, if you sold your items that weekend from the boxes, you would have made a pretty hefty killing.
I think the key is you have to go, and you have to go with someone else that really doesn't care that you sell the rest of the stuff there in their box, or keep the things you like and sell the rest. Like that's the key, right? You have 2 people that go. If you're lucky enough to, like Mason did, get 2 great boxes of stuff, like the most limited pieces, some of the most limited pieces out there, like you really made out. And you got 2 of the same, so you do your trades there if you want, and then you go back and sell the extra other one, especially if you get like the same. It's like, oh, I don't need to keep this for sure, or it doesn't fit my collection and I can sell it. And I think it makes it a lot easier when something doesn't fit your collection at all too. It makes it a lot easier to sell it.
It's like a mystery box. I mean, you spend, a certain amount on it. Maybe it's going to fit the collection. You're going to keep it. Maybe you're going to trade it for something else. But, either any way you cut it, it's worth going. Are you going to get the whole it's expensive. I am positive.
No, it's expensive any way you slice it.
Yeah, you don't want to bank on
hotel rooms alone.
Sell everything to.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, and I'll.
But you're getting the value.
I'm sorry, Paul. I'm putting you on the spot once again. Aussie Papa Paul, by the way, has a fantastic YouTube channel. He did document and make some great videos from the event. So if you guys want to see what Fun Days is like through his experience, he and his daughter, they do a lot of great stuff over there. Please, go give him a sub if you got some free time this week or this weekend. But I'm going to put him on the spot one more time because he did fly from very far away in Australia. And if I was him, and, not that he needs my advice or anything, but if I was traveling internationally and I was going to the event because I love Funko and I love Freddy Funko, I love collecting Freddys, just like I know Aussie Poppin Paul does, I would go to the event and say, all right, it cost me $3,000 to get here. And I would look at all my items after the event back in the hotel room, and I would sell off every single thing that I deemed, that I could get later on. Anything I could sell, anything like 250 pieces or anything that's like, all right, this is going to be way out of my reach. I'm going to keep this. Everything else I'm going to sell off, maybe some of those sodas. They gave everybody that 3,200 piece Ranger Freddy. Sell that thing, get some money back for that, because then you can collect that later on. That would be my recommendation to maximize your experience as a collector, as somebody who loves Funko, and also to make it economical so you're not shelling out a ton of money and not getting any money on the back end. And there's also people that purely go to these events just to resell everything, get as much money as they can,
Oh, for sure.
and they go on their way. So,
and Cold Love, who is
the Stranger
Mike,
Things Freddy, right?
Stranger Things Freddy? I did.
Yeah.
I have not.
I have not
him
got
as
one.
Of yet.
I would love to get that one. I don't think.
I would
What
too.
is it going for right now?
I have not looked.
I haven't looked a while. I figured that one. I feel like it's as long as you get it before the next season comes out.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
think it might go down a little bit. That's why I was holding off. Because the first gate, but it's 230. It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
I think if I could find it like between 150 and 200, I'd probably grab it.
Yeah.
And what's the piece count on Mike?
I think it's
850. I think it was the 800, like the team piece. 850.
Yeah, 850, right? 800, 850.
Yeah, 250 is not. It's not bad at
terrible.
all. Really,
no, and that's not even that bad. I mean, if you can fight the right one, and if it's in great condition and everything like that, I like it. I like to look at it. I like it's different, and so far I'm not going to ever go after the glow hopper because the glow is kind of lame, really.
The glow is terrible.
Like that, I would never pay the extra. Now, I was thinking seriously about the other hopper, but I was gonna. But it was like, oh no! But now, hey, I got it, so I'm happy about that one. Because I was able to grab that one. I'm gonna get the Eddie from the NFT line, that kind of thing. So those, I'm kind of like, I'll probably look at the mic and I find the right deal for them, I'd probably grab them. So, it's one of those ones you just keep an eye out for. You're not in a hurry to get it, but I think hurry before the next season would be the smart thing. Because I told you about the other ones. Look at those now.
Yeah, you
got 4 of them for the price of 1 now. So
yeah, but yeah, it's definitely a waiting game. But this is the joy that I get from collecting, the strategizing, the like, all right, I'm gonna go after this one because it's a little bit more limited, or I'm gonna go after this one because the final season of the show is coming out. Like, I love all this, and that's why I make the videos that I do. A few people messaged and commented on today's video asking about, oh, how come you didn't do the 250 piece Halo Spartan Freddy? How come you didn't talk about Dwight? How come you didn't talk about Mike? Like, I didn't want to make it a super long video. I could have made that video an hour breaking down the price, the current trending market value of every single Freddy and every single limited piece from the con. I just wanted to cover the ones that I felt like people are talking about, going after. And the Halo Freddy is a great example. I don't know what it's going for. I don't know what people are currently paying, but I don't see any hype for that one.
No, you know what? It's funny that you say that. Same with the what was the other
Blue
one?
Beetle?
There was another one.
The Blue Beetle one?
Yeah, the Blue Beetle.
Or the Peacemaker.
Well, Peacemaker and the Polka Dot Man. Like, there is a few that
duds. There's some real duds.
There's a couple duds, but there's a couple of the more limited ones too that, like, until you just honestly, Mike is one. Like, when I seen it, it didn't like strike me right away as, because I felt like some of them they looked a little too head swappy, and that's it for me. Like, there just wasn't anything going on, like nothing on their face to really tell me that this is something different. But
I want a Freddy as Master Chief from Halo, like the Spartan Warriors. Give me a Master Chief one, and give me the helmet. I think the Freddy's. I'll tell you this. I think moving forward down the road, I think Freddy is like Merlin, Megatron, Megazord, all the M's, I guess. I don't know. But all the Freddys that don't have crowns, that have actual like helmets or hats, or they're actually designed like the character, I actually think those are going to hold more value despite the
that's where I'm at. I think that those are just so much better.
Yeah, I think people are going to be paying more attention to the molds and how similar that Freddy looks to the actual character than the actual piece count, There was another question. What are your opinions on blockbuster rewinds? Landon. That's a great question.
So the one thing that Bree hates more than 10-inch pops are those rewinds. I don't know why.
The cases. I don't like the cases really. Like, I don't like the feel of them too. Like the cases, like
they feel kind of cheap.
They just seem cheap. Like like they don't seem great. And this is the one I really wanted. This is probably the one I have to get. And then I I don't know if I'll get any more, but that was the one I really wanted.
I'm buying one.
Didn't they make like, and maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I swear as a kid, we went to McDonald's one time and we got little like toys like that, where it was in that similar packaging and you opened it up.
They have, I mean, I got a couple in my storage room over here. They have actually.
Yeah, that's really
No,
cool.
I'm gonna let me grab this real quick.
Go grab it. Yeah, go grab it.
I like this. Like, I just like the feel of this one. It's small. It's enough detail. It's a great out of box little figure.
If they were sodas, man, if those designs of those characters were
that
sodas,
design of soda, yeah,
that would kill. That would kill. Like, make it a 5,000.
One other that I decided to grab. No, I got sent to me. Jessica sent it to me.
Oh,
I didn't grab this one. I didn't buy it. I was thinking about one time buying it. I did not, and Jessica sent it to me with my tiny ghost.
Oh, that was really
Jessica, nice. From the con. But I mean, yeah, like the detail's nice on these. Like,
that one's so cool. I actually might pick that one up because the design for both the Comet and the Chase are phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's Freddy. It looks like Freddy.
Yeah.
It's not weird. Some of those look weird. Like some of the people ones, like they look like I like a lot of people say that they look like the Playmobil characters.
They 100% look like the Playmobil ones, and not in a bad way. I mean, it's not in a bad way. I don't think that they're going to stick around. I don't think that they'll stick around. I personally don't think they'll catch on. With that being said, I see a lot of people say that they like them, but if they were limited, if they done limited pieces,
I'm
like
none of them were limited. Like
maybe they would have had a little more potential. Because I think anytime you slap a number on anything, people just.
I actually don't know. I don't know if them being.
I still don't think it would have. I'm not saying like,
Chase,
that would have been the thing to.
Because look at some of the Dorbs back in the day. Some of those Dorbs rides were limited to 100%. Like 4,500 pieces, 1,000 pieces, and if people just don't like something, they just don't like it. It doesn't matter how many or how few of them there are.
I think.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. How did you get that so fast,
bro?
He knows he got the way.
I'm like a genie. Just ask for something, I'll go pull it out. I probably have it.
Like a Freddy back there.
Okay, I'm not a genie at all. Honestly, I'm like a hobo genie that can't really do anything. But I do have some stuff. Yeah, we were sending a couple of those, and that was the first thing I thought of. But wow. Like to buy these and like have. I think they display kind of cool. I don't hate them. I really don't. I kind of like them, but I like them in the way that I like the Popsies. I own, I think, 2 Popsies, and that's going to be it for me. Rewinds will probably, unfortunately, be the same way. Not that there's wrong with it. You don't have to have 2,000 of something. I'm getting a Marvin the Martian. I don't care what my wife says.
I think they could be great one-offs that Funko could make money off of. But yeah, I don't see people having like a whole. It could be wrong, but I don't see people having like whole rooms, with shelves dedicated to like 500 of them.
Yeah, and like I said, I think they display cool. I think they look cool when they're like kind of lined up. You got the figure. You could take them out. You can, I like it. They display kind of like the sodas, so. Like, I like them, but I don't like them in a way that I'm going to have 30 of them. I'm going to have maybe like 1 of them or 2 of them. And that's going to be it for me. But I like them enough to buy 1 or 2 of them. So I don't know what that says.
So I did see something else I do like that your local shop has, Vince. They got in. They've been promoting. I don't know if you've seen them. I'm sure you have.
The
new Handmade by Robots micro sets.
They've had
the Scooby-Doo ones. Those look awesome.
Yeah.
I love those.
You need me to pick you up a set. Let me know. I got to get over there.
I like those. And then they have the 2-pack, the Glow 2-pack with Captain Cutler and Spooky Space Goop. Yeah. That one looks cool too. But
you got to get over there because I'm sure they've got a whole new inventory with after the con and everything. I'm sure they got some new stuff.
Oh yeah, they have a ton of the Handmade by Robots stuff. And we got a good amount. Actually, they had those micro ones. They actually had a 5-pack at NYCC. You want me to grab that too?
Oh, yeah. I'll grab it. Did you grab that one? I just grabbed the bigger ones.
Of which one?
The micros. So the minis. These are minis. They're micro. So these are the little, the smaller ones. So he got.
Oh yeah, we have the 5-pack. Yeah.
Yeah, like how cool are these?
Yeah, the minis ones are good. The larger ones I don't really enjoy too much because I don't know how I don't know how to
The mystery
display them
machine
well.
looks great. The
mystery machine is cool. Yeah, but
Yeah, we have
all
the
the
mystery
mini
machine
ones.
over there, and
Yeah,
we had a couple, but
so Evelyn brings up a good point. She says, "I hope Funko does all the Toy Story rewinds." And I will say this: I agree with you, Evelyn. And I hope that even if, because I saw Susan and some other people saying that the rewind line isn't going to last, it might not last. But I hope that at least they complete the sets that they've started to put out before they end the whole line. Because I feel like if they don't, like if they imagine they stopped producing sodas tomorrow.
Kiss.
Yeah, a lot of people will be really upset. Like you never finished, this line of characters.
yeah,
You never
please give
finished
me Fred and
Ghostbusters.
Velma before you stop sodas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you need to finish the characters that you make. Otherwise, people are going to be really upset. So. But we'll see. They might stick around if they can't be that expensive to make.
No, I wouldn't think so. Like I keep on hearing this whispering that sodas would be something that they would stop.
No way.
I would find that so hard to believe.
They sell so many sodas. I mean, when you think about all of the people like us who are buying them directly from Funko, plus all the retailers that are purchasing hundreds, if not thousands.
You know what though? With that being said, like this year, we have cut our probably soda purchases in half, like new soda purchases, because it's gotten to the point, and we said this a couple years ago, and I know for sure, John, you said this before. I think for the sodas, if they want to reinvigorate the sodas a little bit, they're going to have to go with a super chase, like a 1 out of 36. They will have to do that because. So we opened a couple sodas in our videos today, or in our video today. 2 of those sodas, their chases right now were $23 and $26. Like, why am I going to buy even 2 sodas at $15 each when I can pick up the chase for $23? Like,
you might as well buy one.
That's my point. Like, you're going to just start buying one. And like what we opened today, I don't care. Spoiler alert. Guys, go watch the video anyway. But we opened a Stay Puff. There's Stay Puffs still sealed from 2020. Like, that's insane. There's only 15,000. And I feel like that character was pretty popular as well. But there's still sealed ones out there. And we opened another older one. Lucky the Leprechaun, I think. I won't give the whole video away, but we opened Lucky as well. And, it's the same kind of deal.
I saw that pop you pulled. Oh, no.
Yeah, we got that. So, and then we also pulled, here, let me tell you.
I'll just put it this way. You're not watching Vince's video today for the items they pull.
If you want to watch me get yelled at a little bit, that's what you're watching
for the much needed marriage therapy that's in their future.
100%. The pops are irrelevant for today's video, quite honestly. And same with the soda. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I think that they're, if anything, what I think that they might eliminate, they may be eliminating the non-numbered ones. And I think what they're going to have to figure out is how to do the more limited pieces. Because if they threw in that mega, kind of like what they did with Donald.
Otto, yeah.
They did it with Donald. They did it with Otto as well. Like, they're going to have to do that. But I'd like to see them throw in a rare, like, just imagine you get a second chase. So like 2,000 piece for the regular chase. And then you have like a 250 piece for that secondary chase. I'm going to be more apt to buy 2 or 3 to try to get that.
Oh yeah, because then you're creating something that is probably going to have like a few $100s worth of value, which it doesn't make sense just to buy that outright. You're going to buy multiple cans because you want the excitement and the joy of trying to find that.
Right. And even if they do a super lazy chase where they throw the metallic paint on that, they number it to 250. I still think that will get enough hype because I know I'm a moron. It would give it, like, they throw out a Motu soda that has a 250 piece mega limited chase. Like, I have to try to get that.
Well, it's like it's going to push 1-in-1 cards and card packs, 1-in-1 cards.
100 for sure.
$2.2 million, a brand new 1-in-1 card. $2.2 million.
Yeah.
Post Malone bought it from Magic the Gathering, the One Ring, 2.2, a brand new card, and it's a card, and it's sold for 2.2. You never know, like the kind of crazy. Like you said, if you have something crazy limited, these new cards, like people have bounties out on these new pop cards that people are looking for. They say, I'll pay this much if you pull any one-on-ones, like this much to this much. Like people are looking for those because they know card collectors are going to go after these things and how much auctions will bring and values will bring and things like that. So they're looking for those like artist prints, the signed one-on-ones, the proto prints and things like that. So
yeah, I think that could save. I mean, not save Funko, but that could really like bring a ton of money in. I mean, if they plus, I don't think a single soda. I mean, maybe this is crazy, but I don't think a single soda should be more than 10,000 pieces. I think every soda should be 10,000 pieces max. I think your con one should be like 2,500, 3,000, 5,000 max. I don't think there should be a 3-liter soda over 5,000 pieces. Like, I think if they actually were to make less, they would sell more, if that makes sense. Because so they have a lot of sodas sitting around. If you make these more limited, they're going to sell out quicker. And then that's just going to give you the capital to reinvest and make new ones.
So that I think is where maybe they're running into that problem though, because I don't think that they're having a problem selling out. Like like Stay Puft's a great example. 15,000 piece. I bet you they don't have any in stock. Like those are all already in all the other companies' hands. Like these were boxes from Spine World. They've probably been sitting on these sodas, is what I would imagine. They've been sitting on these sodas unless they got them somehow sealed somewhere else or not pulled from cases, which I doubt that they would do. But they might have been sitting on these for, God knows how long. Just like, and I've been to stores. You guys have been to stores. There's times that we've got a hunt video coming out, hopefully in the next week or so, that the amount of sealed sodas that they had in there still were, and there was old ones. But this is just one store that we saw in Ohio. Think about all the stores across the country that has sealed this and sealed that. Like, how many are really when we're talking what the soda collectors are? That market might be a lot smaller, and we've said this before. It might be a lot smaller than what we actually think, that it is. Especially when you're starting to compare it to where pops are at.
I mean, we found sealed Kiss sodas in Europe. I mean, it's all over the world. There's probably
which were not international. That means that they got those limited ones over there, and those were I think were only.
And people bought them in the stores and got them, and people held them in the collect. I mean, I have plenty in storage right now that I just kept a single box of one or a couple of the old ones, like every turtle one I have over there, like the original turtle, sealed box. I have sealed box of Spooky Space Kook. I have a sealed box of I don't have the 2020 ones per se as much. I mean, I might have a couple like Wonder Woman or Flash or something like that, but a lot of those still are like, if you look at those too, you can find them on like eBay and these comic book stores and stuff like that that have had them, and they don't sell them by singles. They just have the cases and now sell them out, or those kind of things. So you're gonna see more of that when people start going through. Maybe they just want to clear out room in their storage thing and start bringing out cases instead of single ones. You never know what pops up. I mean, right now I just went on the Funko site and they have 92 things in the soda. About 20 of them are notify me like coming soon. So that means they have 70 some different sodas in stock.
Yeah,
like all different kinds right now.
And you remember back in the day, the only thing they would have in stock on their site were luchadors.
Yep.
Every time that we tried to get that free shipping, we had to pick up a luchador, and then we ended up with.
They forced us to.
They forced us to.
I think there was a few times I even paid the shipping just because I didn't want the.
You couldn't take any more luchadors.
So, Vinny, have a fantastic night. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And Rose City Pops, I couldn't agree more. I have heard like very, very terrible feedback on the no piece count sodas. People don't want them. They're not buying them. They're sitting in stores. They're rotting on shelves. They have to get rid of those. And I really firmly believe that, I know, we were just talking about sodas with multiple chases. I don't think any soda should not have a chase. Like I really think every soda should. Unless it's like a 500 piece, like super, super rare soda.
I think that's the fun of them too. It's the fun of them, and there's always going to be the common. But like you said, if they kept them under a certain number, that's going to help a lot with that. Even the commons become a certain rarity of sorts too.
Yeah. And I think with the commons too, like I see a lot of people, they say they're struggling to sell them. Like the commons are like a perfect thing you could use for trades. Like if you, I don't know, if you go to like a toy show or a flea market, or even if you bring them into your like local shop, people are going to start looking for, people are actually already looking for the older commons. So if you have some older commons, or even, it doesn't even have to be older. It could be like sodas from like 2021 at this point, like Iron Man, original Captain America. Like there's characters that you just don't see on the market anymore, And yes, John, my name is also John. But yeah,
clearing that up.
Yeah, had to address that there. My Target always has open Black Panthers and Guardian sodas. Yeah, I mean Black Panther, man, that was in theater.
Funny about our Walmart, nobody opens them. They're so not interested, they don't open them. But every time that I've gone into we've got 2 Walmarts that are pretty close. Every time, the only thing that's ever opened is the Walmart exclusive Iron Man, the zombie Iron Man. Those are always opened. Every store those are open.
Well, and my biggest thing for being such a huge proponent of every soda having a chase is because why does a random Guardians of the Galaxy rocket soda, that's no piece count, get a chase, but then, Freddy as Raphael from the Fun Days box, which is supposed to be like the best box of the year, how does that not have a chase? Like, I don't see the logic in that. Like, it should be the other way around. If they just want to put Guardian sodas, like, if they want to do it this way, just put no piece count sodas on the shelves with no chases. Then you don't have to worry about anybody ripping those open. The figure inside the can is what you get. And if people open them, it's no big deal. And if people try to return them and there's no chases, who cares? Like,
maybe they could do like Five Below and have a clear front.
Yeah,
you can see them like the mystery minis at Five Below, where you can see what mystery mini is. So it shows you the little soda figure inside a little like clear soda can. You can go after it.
I mean, exactly. I think that they, as they're kind of, whatever their restructuring is going to be, they made it sound like they're going to start to get leaner in certain areas. What I'd love for them to see, or what I'd love for them to do with the soda line, like you said, cap certain lines off where you're only going up to the 10,000 piece. Don't do any 20 or 30,000 piece sodas anymore, and also get rid of a lot. Like, don't make it like Pops. I think what made soda special was that they did not do, like when a movie came out, a full line of everything. I liked when they used to announce, we got 3 announcements of a soda and then 4 announcements of a soda. I don't like when we get like a whole Spider-Verse, and I like the Spider-Verse ones, and I like the Black Panther ones, but to get like 6 dropped at one time or 8 dropped at one time,
it was overwhelming.
The Shazam ones.
Yeah, this is Shazam. Oof.
I mean,
Shazam. But it's overwhelming. Like, at least when they dropped, even when there was a wave of 8. Like, I know when I saw the picture, I was like, all right, cool. I just want that one. And that
People would go out, they would be excited, they would pre-order. That's gone, completely gone.
Yeah,
I feel like it is.
Well, I think the same thing still there for those random one-offs, like that Hatbox Ghost is a great example. One that
fantastic example.
They didn't drop the whole Haunted Mansion series with the sodas. They just dropped, here's the Hatbox Ghost. It's
So one of the things Chase Chaser said, he's always got some interesting opinions on sodas, but I like it. I like the different opinions. It's good. He said the nose piece count sodas were some of the best this year, and I agree. Some of the molds are fantastic, like Ironheart. Love that soda. Sodas don't need piece count. If the soda looks cool, I'm going to get it. That's fair. That's fair, but I will put this out there. If a soda doesn't have a piece count, is there any urgency to buy it? Like right away at all? Even if it comes out and 3 months go by.
I think you could say that. You could say that about everything, though. You could say that about any common, because really the no piece ones, and I know you don't look at it this way, but they are like the commons, common pops. I know that they're not,
A
but
perfect example, when Funko drops a wave of pops, do you say to yourself, "Oh, I got to get those right now"?
when they're commons, I don't.
Exactly. There's no
Yeah.
there's
Oh
no
no,
sense of
I totally
urgency.
agree with you.
It's a
Yeah,
it's
I
a
totally agree.
it's a terrible business model. So I'm saying the sodas being limited creates hype, it creates excitement, and if there's only going to be a certain amount of them, then consumers and collectors are going to be more eager to buy them. If not, I'll tell you this: if all sodas go to not being limited, every single one will be on the Funko Shop, and the soda collecting hobby will die. It will completely die.
Yeah, I feel like if anything, they got to rein it in a little bit.
I think for the price point too, that's what's going to kill them. The exclusives for a Target exclusive no piece count is $18 on the Funko Shop. They're going to sit on that Funko Shop most likely, unless for some reason you could not get them at all at Target or wherever. But most of those, even the exclusives, like we're talking about common, do you consider a no piece count exclusive soda a common, or is it an exclusive then? And that kind of idea too is like they have the Amazon ones, they've had Target ones, they've had
Yeah, and see,
Walmart
I look
ones.
at those at like commons still.
Yeah,
I mean, personally.
but I think some of them have been harder to get than others. If you haven't pre-ordered them, sometimes I haven't seen some of them, and I don't think most of our local stores, I haven't seen a ton of sodas. Every once in a while, I'll see one or two, but I don't ever see any of the exclusives. No. I don't think I've ever seen like a Target exclusive soda at Target. I've seen them other sodas that are non-piece counts, but not even their own exclusive.
No.
Yeah, and Michael, I don't disagree with the statement, quite honestly, but I think what it is the waves that they're bringing in now. Like, for me, like collecting, when we started with the ad icons, I loved collecting all the ad icons. Now you're getting, some of these lines are just getting too big. So I'd love to see them kind of go back to the slow playing, releasing a little bit less. There are people. There's Brenna I just seen put in there as well. She was selling off a lot of her pops, but keeping the sodas. Like, there are strictly collectors of just the sodas now. It's like they got to get back, I think, to how they kind of started it off. Because it is very true. You just can't rely just on the chases, and there's got to be some excitement behind it. And I think that has kind of gone down a little bit over the last year and a half or so.
Yeah. Well, it's just there's no reason why they shouldn't be knocking it out of the park with sodas. Like, sodas are, in my opinion, an easy layup collectible. The packaging is genius. The excitement of having a chase is brilliant. You're adding another level of excitement and joy to a character or a collectible. If you have a collectible like this that just has a window, you know exactly what you're getting. You're buying it. You're like, boom. There's no mystery. There's no mystery to it. And I think with sodas, like, I think they've hurt a lot of people too by raising the prices twice, essentially, since they started. They were originally $12, then they were $15. I was fine with the jump from 12 to 15, but the 15 to 18, I feel like definitely alienated a lot of people. And there's absolutely no reason. I am 100% holding Funko accountable for this. If you are asking me for 3 more of my hard-earned dollars for every single soda, that chase better be kick-ass. And pardon my language, like that, it better be an amazing chase. Number one, the soda should be more limited if you're asking me for more of my money, because that money is going into the molds, it's going into the design. Like, I know, like, costs have gone up. Every company has had costs that go up and everything. But if you're going to raise the price of the sodas, like, give me a better product. I would pay $20 for a regular sealed soda if the product every time was like, I got to have that. I'm going to buy 3 of them. No hesitation. I need it. But there's a lot of newer sodas that I see sometimes. There's been some standouts, like Ronin was awesome. Recently, Anti-Venom. I love Anti-Venom, but just some of the newer ones they could be they could be better. That's all. So Randy says you'll never see a soda reach the value of Grail Funkos. Well, there are several soda chases from 2020, some of the rare Freddy ones that are very expensive. But I think you're maybe referring to, like, in general, you're not going to see your average soda have a chase that's the value of a Grail pop.
I think it's very similar as a chase pop, though. Like, there's a lot of chase pops out there that you're surprised and it goes for $100 still, and it just came out not that long ago. And there's a chase pop that goes for $20. You know, it's just the same idea. It's like anything else.
It's about demand. Yeah, and the Freddy skeleton is a great example. That is definitely a Grail. That's like a $230 soda, you know? Yeah, and I see people asking quite a bit for the new 3-liter Vader chase. So we'll see if that one stays high. But yeah, I've actually seen some of the 3-liter chases are still well over.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the Vader chase is going to stay 100+. Let's put it that way. One, it's initial cost too. I mean, it's $40 right out of the gate, but
costs another $50 to ship it.
Plus that for sure.
But it's way better than the regular one, the smaller, not Freddy Vader, the regular Vader.
Yeah, you still have those. Yeah, Brenda's saying the Snagglepuss chase that definitely is still up there as well. Again, it all goes back to piece count. Those are all, everything we just listed off are very low numbers. Like, yeah, Shira, I mean, I got her sitting right over here. 500 piece, 600 piece.
Some of them know it's not all about piece count. And somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the Spooky Space Kook chase over $100? And that's a 7,500 piece soda. I think the Scarlet Witch soda is over $100, and that was a 12,000 piece. So it's not always like the low piece counts. Like, I feel like a lot of it also has demand for that character. So
yeah. And also, like, so Scarlet Witch was one of those sodas that didn't just drop everywhere and was available everywhere. It had weird issues with who got it and who didn't, and all the people that normally sell them didn't get them. And I feel like there's probably some sitting somewhere as well, because even the ones I got, I remember they were from this weird. I remember getting the box and I ended up pulling the chase anyways, but I bought 6 of them from this weird, like, site that was selling them. I was like, it was some, like, I don't know, bookstore or something like that online. I was like, I'm gonna try it. Let's see what happens. If nothing else, if I don't get them, I'll get a go out my credit card and get a refund or whatever. But I got them. They weren't in a sealed case, but it was 6 sodas and one ended up being the chase. But it was just that weird kind of, like, it wasn't easy to just go buy from your regular soda places. So I think that was kind of that mark too. Like, all 12,500 maybe never even came out. Who knows? Like, there could have been, like, some issues with them or something like that. They could be sitting in a warehouse, half of them somewhere.
It is weird how some just seem like the numbers can't be right. Like, there's less, you know what I mean? Like, you just,
I think it's because people are holding on to them. They like those characters. Especially the chases. I will say this. So we buy collections almost every single week, if not every single week. And a majority of the people reaching out, trying to sell us soda collections, we've noticed, like, compared to like a year ago, we would get collections in with like 30 or 40 chases. Now, most of the collections we're getting in have like 4 or 5 chases. And I mean, frankly, a majority of the collections don't have any chases, which is fine. Like, people are just trying to sell what they want to sell. You're entitled to, you know, get rid of whatever you want to get rid of. But we've noticed, like, people are holding on to their chases. They want the chases for the most part, despite the characters. Like, people just, they want them. They want to have those chases. I think people like collecting something with a pog that says this is limited to 1,000 pieces, because if you equate the low numbers that sodas have compared to pops, if you try to go out and pick up 1,000 piece pop, depending on which one it is, you're probably gonna have to shell out a few $100s. Whereas a soda, see, this is the other beauty of sodas too. It's a level playing field for everybody. And that's not the same with pops. And San Diego Comic-Con is a great example. If you didn't go to San Diego Comic-Con, if you want that holographic Freddy Anakin, he's also Vader, but Freddy Anakin,
you know what I mean.
You're shelling out $4,000. There's no way to get around it. However, if you want to get a soda that, let's say it was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, if you buy it off the Funko shop, or let's say it was a con event only soda, if you buy it sealed from somebody, you have a chance to get that rare item, to get that chase, that more expensive variant. Now, if it's an event only, you might have to shell out like $50-$60, but it could be worth it if you are able to pull a chase that's worth like $200-$300. So it levels the playing field for collectors, which is not always the same with pops. The pops, some people just figure out ways to get them early, and it's not fair. It's 100% not fair. But that's why I think with the blind packaging with sodas, there's no reason why they shouldn't be killing it.
Well, I'm looking forward to the last quarter of the year. I want to see what there's some stuff that's going to be coming.
We still got New York Comic-Con. Like,
yes,
that's the other thing too.
Right around the corner. We're almost in September already.
So this is another thing that I wanted to discuss at some point on one of our PFO shows. So I think there's a lot of people in the community, probably a lot of people in here, who just went through their first big con experience. How do you feel? Do you feel overwhelmed? Does your wallet feel stretched thin? Like, this is a perfect time to regroup. I see some people in the chat mention they were selling off some of their collection. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think that's a perfect time to do it, because if you just picked up a lot of new stuff, you want to make room for that new stuff. So you're going around your house or your apartment or wherever you live, and you're like, hey, maybe I don't need every single Batman. Maybe I don't need every single, Goku or whatever you collect. You know, there's nothing wrong with selling some stuff to get some more cash back in your pocket or make some more room for newer collectibles. When you buy something, it is not a contract to say, like, I have to own this forever. There's nothing wrong if 3 months later, 6 months from now, a year from now, you just don't feel the same attachment and you want to sell it. It's okay. Sometimes it feels good to actually purge a little bit, make some space for some new stuff, or just make some space for some non-Funko items. Like, it's completely okay. However, we are here on August 17th. You have until the second week of October when things are going to be dropping for New York Comic-Con. If you felt like you overspent for San Diego Comic-Con or, went over budget, now is the perfect time to start saving up some money again. So when they drop all this stuff for New York Comic-Con, because it's a very similar experience to San Diego Comic-Con, that you have that cash available to splurge and get the stuff you want.
Yeah, we constantly do that. Like, I've got a ton of Batmans that I'm moving out because you get to a point where it's not even that I don't like those anymore. There's other Batmans that I like a little bit more than those. So, you want to be able to display them. Some people just get kind of tired of certain lines. Some people get tired of collecting all together and they want to just collect sodas or just collect.
We've seen a lot of that. We've seen a lot of people say, like, hey, I'm going to take a break from pops, or I don't want to collect pops anymore. I'm just switching to sodas, and vice versa. We've actually seen people revert back. We've seen people who a year ago, 2 years ago, stopped collecting pops for sodas that now are saying, you know what, I kind of want to go back to being a hybrid collector of collecting pops and sodas. So they're selling off some of the sodas that don't mean as much to them anymore.
Yeah, it's a constant cycle.
I think also a lot of people have life changes. People are like getting married or trying to buy a house or trying to do something, or medical reasons, like they have a surgery they have to have coming up and stuff. And, they're like, I got to sell this stuff and, I might come back to collecting later on. Or like we said, sometimes you just get overwhelmed with stuff that you have. And, even I went recently and I had a ton of t-shirt packs and I could have sold them individually. I could have took the pops out and then also sold the shirts and went through that. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to take these to a local shop. I know they had some pops I wanted. And they had 4 or 5 different Stan Lee pops I wanted. They got a collection in with those. And they had a couple others. And I could get some cash too. And I said, here's $1,000 worth of t-shirt packs. You know what? Let's do something. And here's some other toys, some other Black Series figures and stuff like that were just sitting, gathering dust. So I was like, let me take them in and see what I can get, and trade them in and get some cash and get some of the pops that I wanted instead with store credit and stuff like that. And I could have sold them on whatnot and that, but I had to go, individually through every one, and sometimes they'll sell, sometimes they won't. I'll hold on to them. And it was kind of like, let's do this. Let's see how it goes. I think it's, and also nice because they were just like kind of in a pile together, and I like put them in a box and priced them out, and like, okay, let's move them on. Like, and it was nice. Like, here's one whole box gone. Here's 2 boxes of stuff gone, and that kind of thing. And not always like you have to sell everything. You might just sell. We're selling all our like Game of Thrones stuff pretty much. Like most of that. Shannon like was a Game of Thrones collector. We're selling majority of that stuff. We sold a lot of the Harry Potter stuff just because we stopped collecting like the Harry Potter stuff. We might keep 1 or 2 things here or there, but most of the stuff we sold.
Well, certain lines start to get overwhelming too, and you just decide to.
And it's like, okay, we want room to display whatever else or do something else, or we figured it's not going anywhere. It's not sentimental to us or not like, that kind of thing. So a lot of stuff, like unless it's sentimental or someone, some reason around it, it's sometimes just time to move things on. I'm looking at like most of I think you did this, Vince, not that long ago, your Venomized pops.
Yeah, I
that kind of thing.
Got rid of more than half.
Yeah, I'm sure that was easy to get rid of because there's a huge demand for those Venomized pops.
Yeah, and the line just got too big for me. I just didn't have the room to display it.
I lost it when they made the Venomized Venom. That's what I was like. All right, this line
that was. I did enjoy that part of it. I mean, that was a good one. But they Venomized. When I should have known better. I knew that was going to happen. Why I started that to begin with is beyond me. But like I kept all my Batmans and all my Spider-Man for like 2 years. I had like 35 different Spider-Man. Not that, and I love Spider-Man, but I'm like, you know what? I want to add some X-Men now. I had no X-Men pops up to, let's say, a year and a half ago. I'm like, I'm going to start adding all those. So I started moving all my Spider-Mans out and added all these X-Men. And you go through that. I think that's just part of, and like I said, some people just say, I only want to collect a handful of things now. I don't want to have 2,000 pops anymore. I want to have 20. But then there's other people that just started and they're like, man, I'd love to have 500 pops. So it's the ebbs and flows of collecting, and it's really what makes it fun.
And circling back really quick to something that you said, Josh, like that was a great point. Like life happens, like certain things happen. Like you get married, you want to buy a house, you want to have a baby, you have car problems. We just experienced car problems. Now we got plumbing problems. Like life happens, and that's one of the things too. Like it's a mutual beneficial relationship. Like anybody, if you're ever looking to sell part of your collection, feel free to reach out to us because we use the inventory for our auctions. It helps us generate a little income for the channel, so it's a win-win. And we've had, I can't tell you how many hundreds of people reach out and say like, hey, this emergency situation came up. I don't want to sell my stuff, but I had car trouble. I'm going to college and I'm moving out of the house. I need money for books. Like there's going to be times in your life where you need money and you need money quickly. And that's a huge benefit of collecting Funko because for the most part, a lot of this stuff has great resale. A little
bit of value.
Yeah. So some stuff obviously has more value than others, but you can always use your collection to either pay for a life event or use your collection to pay for new collectibles. So it's a nice little cycle. And thankfully, there's a lot of great selling platforms that you can use. There's more selling platforms on the way that you can use. So you have a lot of different options when it comes to that. Just like it's very easy to buy. I really like Funko because it's really easy to sell too. And then there's trading as well. So,
yep.
Somebody said there is a holographic Anakin Freddy for $199. So that is probably one of those famous Macari scams.
Scroll down a little.
Going on right now.
0 cells, 0 stars.
Yeah. If it kind of goes back to something we've, really hampered on quite a bit. If the price seems to be too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, and it's so weird. The Macari ones, and I heard what the scam is now, which makes more sense because it's really hard to get scammed on Macari.
Do you think they're trying to get people's names and addresses to use for other things?
They are. So they're selling your information.
Yeah, like that's the only thing they could do with it. It's like names, addresses. So you think they wouldn't start like flagging more of these? I don't know. It just seems like it really popped up recently. So either their system that flagged things or wouldn't let like maybe accounts be created as much, maybe is not working as perfect, because it seems like it all of a sudden happened.
It's just
it really started around like Fun Days, like about that time, because I look for stuff all the time and never notice that, but after like Fun Days time, that's when you really started noticing. Like I was like, oh, let me click on this, and then no,
if it's too good to be true, guess what? Typically is, unfortunately.
So Landon has a great question. He says, if you sell a pop box, how much value or
out of box?
Oh, out of box pop. How much value is taken off? I used to say general rule of thumb was 50%, but we've actually amended that. I would say 75%. People want the boxes.
It just depends on how much the pop. Like if it's something really rare, then it's going to be probably more off. Like
but like even
the higher value you get, the more off. Now, if it's a $20 pop, I could see someone still paying maybe $15 for it or something like that.
Maybe. I mean,
$1,000 pop.
Wait, like $15 for out of box pop?
You're saying 75 off or 75%?
I'm saying 75 off. I'm saying if it's a $20 pop, I'd only see somebody paying $5.
$5-10, and then. That's what I meant, like $15 off of that.
Well, but it comes down to what, like I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's a good like. Would I pay $100 ever for something out of box? Probably not.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too. You can't really say.
No matter even if it's a $400 pop, I don't think I'd pay $100.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. If it's a $400 pop, you paying $100 for it, I would probably pay $50. If that,
I would.
I probably would I would save up for the one in box.
I think it just depends on like.
Isn't that weird though?
The
logic is
is so messed up. It seems bizarre. So weird, but think of it this way. Like I have a ton of Star Wars figures, like a ton. Like I got a whole bag of Star Wars figures. Now they're probably worth next to nothing because. They're not in a box. So it kind of goes back to the old school. You're supposed to kind of,
Oh, well, look at Star Wars. Perfect example. Blue box and black box. Same pop.
Yeah, same exact.
If somebody goes, hey, this is a Boba Fett from a blue box, you might be able to verify by the foot stamp, but I'm not paying you more than $5. Like, even if the pop with that box is worth $200-300
blue box.
I'm not. You're paying for the box. You're not paying for.
I think a lot of people.
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. We're going to send Vince all the 10-inch pops, put his marriage.
Yeah, definitely do that, guys, because then I'll get thrown out of my house. It'll be amazing.
You can live with the 10-inch boxes around you.
Well, I kind of do already. So,
so I was thinking too with like that when you go to like little cons, John, and events, you see like some people that have the out of box pops there and like put them out, and I think a lot of people just kind of. Majority of them probably are in like a bargain bin thing, like $5, $10 each, something like that. A couple rarer ones they might have marked up, but I think even in like when you go to flea markets and stuff like that, most of the people aren't going to have the crazy expensive grails like too much marked up. Every once in a while you'll see something, but most of them are going to be like that $5-10 range of like stuff around there.
Yeah, so I found some cool ones, but I can't bring myself to pick those up.
All right, my most expensive out of box pop. I didn't
remember when you got that.
Yeah, I pulled it from a Poppin Duo box. So
yes,
he had a bunch of different ones
in an out of box
mystery box. Yeah, it was out of box mystery box. I thought it would be fun to do, and I pulled this, but it's crazy to see. Like, who knows what I could actually sell that for? Like, if someone wanted to buy it, like you said, would it be 75% of the value? Would it be 50%? I guess it depends on the Elvis fan you find out there.
Yeah.
No. Boxes matter.
They definitely do.
And stickers.
That's the new hashtag. Boxes matter.
Boxes matter. Yeah. Boxes and stickers are very important. They always will be. Yeah. Well, guys, man. Can you believe 2 hours flew by like that already?
2 hours. I just looked down at my phone. I was like, oh my God, it's 10:57.
Son of a gun. You know, time flies when you're having fun. We must have been having a ball. Guys, I hope everybody in the chat here tonight had a ball because I know I enjoyed another Thursday night with everybody. Why don't we go around the horn, John? What do you have coming up this week?
So we dropped a video today talking about the updated, some of the hottest items from the con and fun days. So if you want to go check that out, feel free to do so after you watch Vince get yelled at by Bree over his 10-inch
it
steak.
sounds like a fantastic evening right there.
Let me see. So this weekend we're actually going to a pop and collectible card show. So that should be pretty interesting. It's actually local to us, so we don't have to drive too far away for that. So we'll be filming a video there and probably dropping it at some point next week. Saturday, we have a huge video, our San Diego Comic-Con Haul Part 2. There is a huge giveaway. So if you want to watch the video purely for the giveaway, that's totally fine. But we do actually unbox some really cool items and something that we are super, super stoked to have in the collection. So we have that giant box for Saturday's video. Also, if you guys don't know, we happen to have an Instagram page, same name, Slapshot Pops. If any of you missed out on the beautiful Fairly Odd Parents 3-pack, we are giving this one away. All you have to do is follow us, follow Just Collect, my man Justin, who was amazing and super kind to send this one over as a little gift for our collection, but we happen to already have one. So we're going to pass this on to another collector. So if you guys want to go enter that giveaway over on Instagram, please do. Please take advantage of that. But outside of that, yeah, that's about what we got going on right now.
All right. So, of course, if you haven't checked out yesterday's video, go watch that. Open a 1-year-old mystery box that I found sitting around. Didn't realize that was 1-year-old until I opened it.
Check that out.
And then we battle them out. And then Soda Saturday is Star Wars Soda Saturday. So we got some pretty cool Star Wars sodas that we're opening up. And then next week, of course, this weekend we have our PopCon and more going on in Orlando. So we'll be there at our booth selling some great things. So if you want to come out and say hi, if you live in Central Florida area, come out. I think it's like $5 or something to enter. So it's pretty affordable to go and check out all the booths. There's going to be 30 to 40 booths. So all kinds of great things. Also, everyone here, how many people are here? Like 150 or so. Go over to Whatnot and bookmark my charity auction. Come on. Just go over there, bookmark it. You don't have to show up. If you don't have to
show up. You don't have to buy anything. It's free.
Minimal effort.
Bookmark it. We have some big announcements for that coming up next week. So we'll have some big announcements to share some of the fire that will be there and some of the great things that people have donated that are sending things in. So we got some great things going on with that, and I'm excited about that. So next week we'll be announcing a bunch of great things for that, and that's on the 30th. So we got about 2 weeks here. So hopefully save some of that money between San Diego and New York Comic-Con for some charity auction action, and we'll have some fun. We'll have a lot of fun. We'll do a lot of great things. If you want to send something, feel free to message me. We're building everything up. We're going to do some mystery boxes. We're going to do some regular auction stuff. We're going to have some soda mystery boxes, pop mystery box, a little something for everyone. Even if you can't come out, we'll have stuff for you to be able to buy it now and buy it before to support stuff too. So a little bit of everything. I'd love to at least raise $5,000, if not more. So that's my goal, at least $5,000, but if we can raise more, that would be awesome too.
Let's do it.
You're up.
Me?
Yeah.
Me? My turn? What should I talk about? Here, hold on, guys. Let me think about this for a second.
10-inch pops.
Definitely not 10-inch pops. Actually, okay, no. We've got a couple fun videos. The next couple videos hopefully are fun like the other videos that we've done. Hopefully most of them are fun. We should have a hunt video. I'm trying for Saturday. If it's not Saturday, I'm hoping it's going to be on Tuesday's video because we went to a super cool store in Ohio when we drove through about 4 or 5 different states. So hopefully you guys will be able to see that in the next week or so here. And then I believe we got our family live. I got to confirm with the missus because I think we said Sunday. I'm pretty sure that was going to be the game plan. I cannot believe that August is like halfway over already, but
insane.
Join us this weekend. We will be on our family live. I know we got a birthday party to go to on Saturday, so I'm assuming it is going to be on Sunday. And just follow us here. As long as you guys are subscribed here, you'll get a notification when we go live for that. I think it's going to be 8 p.m., but I don't have a clue right now. So, guys, thank you so much for coming out here tonight. We appreciate you all stopping by one more week. We'll be here next week. We'll have tons more fun for everybody on Josh's channel.
John, back to ours. Yeah, back to ours.
Back to John's because we switched. John and I switched.
I got a moth down. There's a moth flying about in my mouth over here.
It's okay.
Okay. With that said, guys, thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week on John's channel. Awesome. We'll see you guys then. That's it. I have got nothing else to say. And my mouse is dead. So, night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.